If I don't have rules for myself, my house slowly gets out of control. The mess doesn't usually happen all at once. It creeps in from just letting things go. Kids have rules. And the truth is, moms need rules too. Today I'm sharing the mom rules that I live by that help keep this house under control. Let's jump right into it. So what do I first mean by mom rules? Well, you can call them rules or you can call them standards. Standards for your home. These rules are not about like perfectionism. They're not a punishment either. They're just standards that I do. All right, and they benefit me in so many different ways. We're gonna go through the list of why these rules are helpful, beneficial, and why they honestly are the best thing for me and maybe the best thing for you. So when it comes to these rules, they're things that I don't think about. They're just things that I do. All right, they're not punishments, they're not rewards. They are just actionable steps. So after dinner, the dishes get washed. They go in the dishwasher or they get hand washed, whatever specific dishes they are. Nothing piles up from dinner one night to be saved until breakfast the next morning. That does not happen. That's a standard I have for our home. I don't negotiate with myself. And also I don't let emotion play into this or motivation. Like I don't feel like it, I don't want to. No, we just do it. It is autopilot, like zero thinking. It's just an actionable step I do. And another cool thing with always doing it, it's a habit, it's a repetition. And also my kids know after dinner, I clean up the kitchen. Like I'm not reading a book, I'm not playing with them. I clean up the kitchen, then I am available. So why do moms need rules or standards? It's interchangeable. Kids have them. Why do kids have rules? So that they don't live in chaos. Same thing goes for you. You need structure, you need some rules, some boundaries, and some things to keep you on track. Without these rules and standards, I feel like there's more mental load for me to carry. The standards, they put some things on autopilot and get them out of my brain. Rules also protect my future self. You know, it's that thank you for tomorrow. Okay, it's not the I'll do the dishes later or I'll do the laundry later or oh, it's fine if it waits. Obviously, you got to give yourself grace sometimes in life, but if you give yourself grace all the time, nothing is ever getting done. I am always thankful for what I did yesterday. My future self is always grateful. And I know these rules might feel confining, but they actually give you a little bit of freedom. All right, we'll talk more on that. So the example that I started touching on is after dinner, we do a kitchen cleanup. Okay, this includes all the dishes from the table are cleared except for like cups, because we use reusable cups. So like my kids' water stay, my water stays, sometimes my husband's water stays. Everything else goes to the sink. Things that go in the dishwasher go in the dishwasher. Pots and pans I typically hand wash. They get hand washed, and I'll usually set them on the towel for a little bit to air dry while I'm still cleaning up the kitchen, and then I will usually take a towel, dry them, and put them away, the way that it is complete. I will wipe down the table, and I will get the floor swept, and when I say I, it could be me or it could be my husband, but the jobs get done, okay? All the condiments get put away, salt, pepper, any seasonings I used to cook with, anything that was used to prepare the meal, obviously like, you know, a colander for straining pasta, you know, spoons, utensils, all of that gets cleaned up. That's a standard we have, and it just keeps the house clean. Honestly, to me, it's a no-brainer. When it comes to these rules, I like I statements, okay? This I've seen with goal setting, like I will become a millionaire, you know? So how I would word this is I always clean up the kitchen after dinner. I always fold and put away the laundry when the load is complete. I do this thing. And again, myself, my husband, my family, my kids are young, but at some point they will help more. I do this. Not, well, sometimes the dishes get put away. I don't say it like that. I say it confidently because it is a standard. So why does this rule specifically work? Well, it gets my kitchen cleaned up. It makes my morning run much more smoothly because, you know, I'm trying to like pack lunches and stuff. And if I have a messy kitchen, that's not helping me. It helps to get the dishwasher run if it is full so that in the morning, that is good to go. It's just functional, plain and simple. I can't imagine letting dishes pile up day after day after day and then doing a weekly like cleanup of the kitchen. That sounds awful and much more overwhelming than doing it daily in a small dose. With these rules, you no longer have to wait for the right time to do something or having time or motivation. I don't get motivated to do the dishes. I don't go sit after dinner and be like, oh, I'll get motivated here in a minute. I just do it. Again, autopilot, no thinking. For me as a mom, I want no thinking a lot. I feel like I am tired of making decisions a lot of times and kind of mentally worn out. So the rules put me on autopilot. I don't have to look for the time or the motivation. The time is there because I have promised that time. Like I said earlier, my kids know after dinner, I'm not playing with them. That is my time to clean up the kitchen. And it is needed and it is important for our family and our home to run smoothly. For me, there is no mental debate. There is no decision that needs to get made. All right, it is just plain and simple. I do what I need to do based on my rules and my standards. And on top of this, something that sometimes moms are looking for are things like productivity hacks. I don't believe you can hack your way out of life. All right, I think work is work and you do have to do it. So again, I'm not looking for these spiffy hacks. I just have my system, my routine, my structure, and my rules for my home, and things get done. I would say something that I can fall in the trap of is wanting to create sort of like a cleaning schedule, like all the time. Like, let's create a new one, and I like to do paper, and I like to write things down and map things out. Versus, honestly, do I stick with that? I would say not as well as my rules and my standards. All right, I can make this whole cleaning master list and I'll follow it for a week. It doesn't quite do it for me. Versus introducing one rule at a time or one standard at a time. Like I said, cleaning up the kitchen after dinner is so easy for me now. I just do it. And honestly, maybe for you, it's adding a new rule like once a month. And you follow that rule, you stay consistent with it because consistency is important as well. One of the most important things when it comes to these rules is to be consistent and to never negotiate with yourself. And I don't want to say never. If you are deathly ill, if you just had a baby, okay, things might pile up, but honestly, piling up still, even in those times, is not ideal because it's a lot to get your house back under control. I don't negotiate with myself and say like, oh, it's fine, I'll just leave it for in the morning, or I'm tired, No. I mean, 99% of the time, everything is cleaned up. On the rare occasion, my husband and I maybe have popcorn at 9 p.m. Maybe we leave the bowls in the sink, but that doesn't happen every night. That's like once in a blue moon. And even sometimes then I'll still load them in the dishwasher. Obviously, it depends on if I'm about to run it or not, or whatever the case may be. But overall, I stick to my standards. I don't negotiate with myself, and I don't think about there being a choice, because to me, there just isn't a choice. So a couple of quick rules or examples that maybe you want to implement. The dishes and the cleaning up the kitchen after dinner. Yes. The other part to that is some people like to do closing down the kitchen before bedtime. To me, those kind of go together, but I guess it depends on what time you eat dinner and what that means to you. Like, what would you, if you clean up after dinner, what do you need to go back and do? Again, just sort of depends. One for me is laundry. So I do a hamper system. I can link a video going over my laundry system. I like to do one person's laundry at a time. I think it makes it much easier. So say my laundry, we'll just say that. I go get my hamper, my specific hamper with only my laundry in it, throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer. I actually will fold my laundry on this couch and it gets put away. Or I'll do it on my bed. I do it on the bed or I do it on the couch. And the bed is made and the couch is empty. So there's room. I don't want piles. And that laundry gets put away. If you come to my house any day of the year, any month, any week, weekend, school day, there is never a pile of laundry. Never, never, ever. And I'm not saying that to be prideful. I'm saying that to tell you it's possible. Because I think a lot of moms feel like I just can't. It's not possible. It's not doable. It actually is. I have had 2 young children and I've managed to do it. All right. I used to work as a nanny. I didn't work full time. I'm not going to say I did. It was only part time. But I have juggled different things. There was a time where my mom was sick with cancer and I had a baby and I was pregnant. The laundry still got done because it needed to. All right. Life does not slow down. You've got to keep up. So for me, that laundry gets folded, it gets put away, or it gets, hung on hangers and in the closet. Every single load immediately gets taken care of in our home. That is a rule, that is a standard, and it's very simple when you actually do it. For you, it might be a toy reset every night. We do not do this 100%. It's actually not 100% a standard in our house. We do a light cleanup, and then probably once a week we do a really good reset of the toys because they start creeping all over the house. That's not a hardcore standard in our house, and that's okay. My house is not perfect, but I do have my personal standard rules and things that we keep up on. These rules aren't necessarily about being strict. I know I got a little strict there, but it really is about keeping order, function, and just keeping things moving. All right, the dishes go, they get washed, they get put away. The dishwasher gets run, it immediately gets emptied, and they all get put away. The laundry goes through. It's about not creating these piles in your home and these bottlenecks, because they're not serving you. They're just creating more chaos and more confusion. You don't have to let your home get overwhelming. Take it one task at a time, but complete the task. That is big key to this. Complete the task. Close the loop. Close the circle on that task. Don't leave it open. My house does not run on motivation. It doesn't run on emotions. It doesn't run on a feeling. It runs on standards and rules for the most part. Now, you don't need to follow my rules or my standards, but what would the rules and standards be for your home?